there! This time I have the pleasure of bringing you a section that I would like to call, Will this build work for invasions? Today I will use a build made by the Youtuber Andru Souls, so I am 99% sure what will be the result of this little experiment.
Paniquea un poco. ¡Oh! Estaba aplicándomela bien. Cago en tono.
First of all, I should mention that I will be making this build to play in Elden Ring's seamless co-op mode, so in addition to the talisman's levels and armor, I will also be using a great rune. But I won't keep you any longer. Let's start at once with the creation, or, well, let's start copying Daddy Andrew's build. There are two ways in which you can start this process. One is the easy way in which you can download a cheat engine table like the one from the Grand Archive's GitHub repository, and the hard way, as you can imagine, is to play the game. Here, as you can see, these are the stats that are used in this level 150 build. In Daddy Andrew's character, he has a little more faith, but honestly, I didn't find how he raised his faith more. Most likely I overlooked something. Regarding this on-screen invasion, I'm 80% sure this poor guy mistook my invulnerability frames for entering his world and thought I was cheating. You will see later what I mean. For now, let's continue with the video theme. The talismans that the hottest daddy in the whole Souls community uses in this build are these ones here. In the invasions you will be watching in the background to prove the point of existence of this stupid video. I will be using the following talismans: Crimson Amber Medallion 3, Two-Handed Sword Talisman, Bull Goat's Talisman, and Erdtree's Favor 2.
Debo irme, mi planeta me necesita.
I'm a player like any other. Don't expect a very detailed explanation of why certain things are used. I know the basics and what is relatively useful to try to win an invasion in this game. That, and the little skill there is in my only living brain cell. Well, I will give you a little explanation of why I use the talismans I mentioned before. Crimson Amber Medallion is useful because it increases your maximum life by 10%. In a few words, when you have your vigor at level 60, you have 1900 hit points. If we add the talisman, this will give us 2090 total, which brings us to the next talisman, Erdtree's Favor. This, in its +2 version, gives us a 4% bonus to your hit points, 10% to stamina, and 8% to your equipment load. Your hit points will increase to 2173, and if we include the Great Rune of Morgott, this gives you a total of 2717 hit points. Bull Goat's Talisman increases your poise by 33%, which will allow you to trade blows against other players without breaking your stance, as long as you have the right armor. And finally, Two-Handed Sword Talisman, which gives a 15% bonus to two-handed weapons, excluding all dual weapons. But remember that this is about the talismans I am using. Personally, I recommend you to add and remove the talismans you want. Regarding armor, in case you were wondering, which I know you are, I am using scaled armor with Bull Goat gauntlets and Bull Goat graves. And we're missing something, aren't we? This is mainly a strength build, as you could see in the first parts of the video. So, as you can imagine, we can include the use of greatswords and weapons that have strength scaling. In my case, the weapons I use the most are the greatsword, Banished Knight's halberd, Wheeling's greatsword, and very rarely Carrion thrusting shield. But as I said with the armors, you can try to use the weapons you like, and that are to your liking. That's all I have to say. I guess it was a bit short video, but I hope it will be helpful and you can have a pretty good build to invade. Or in any case, to pass the game if that's what you want. So, basically, to conclude and answer the main question of this video, yes, this build works perfectly for invasions. Although, well, both me and anyone who knows Andru Souls knew from the beginning that it works.